It's a committee meeting. Right, it is. It's a committee meeting and those aren't always popular, but people, I have a feeling some people watch them after the fact. Good afternoon and welcome to the Indian Wells Valley Water District Plant and Equipment Committee regular meeting for Monday, April 6, 2026. And we're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order at 3 p.m. We have no one here in the audience with us personally and no one online at this time. So I'm going to go ahead and call for committee comments. Are there any comments from committee members? Hearing none, then we're going to go to item 3, acceptance of contract work for fiscal year 25-26, construction of trench pavement replacement, the Onstott Construction Company. Go ahead, please.
So what we decided to do, I don't remember I made a slide on this. I did. Okay. So we've been using Onstott for a while now, and the last time we bid it out was January of last year. And the consensus was to go ahead and continue working with Onstott as long as they don't adjust their prices. And so for this year, we've pretty much expended the funds that we can for patching work is what we call it. So that's the replacement of that temporary pavement with the permanent asphalt. So Onstott asked if we could go ahead and release the retention that we are holding, which is $12,512.20. That's 5% of what they completed to date, which is $250,285.11. So I decided to go ahead and send that to board to accept their work for this fiscal year, which means they won't do any more work until after the beginning of the next fiscal year, which is July 1st. And then I'll issue them a new work order for the next fiscal year as long as they maintain their same price.
Okay. So my understanding is correct. The retention is held until you're sure that the work is done and has been accepted.
Yes.
Okay.
Quick question. I mean, with recent oil price surges and oil being such a critical component and a cost driver for asphalt, do we think it likely that there, it's a big deal. Asphalt goes up when oil goes up.
Yeah, I'll talk to them. We'll see. They may ask for, a slight increase or something, but that'll be at the board's discretion whether they want to accept that or not. I can tell you when we go out to bid, we don't get any more bids. We try as hard as we can to get other contractors to bid, and we just don't. So if they see a need to adjust, I'll talk to them. But right now, they haven't indicated that they're going to change their costs, their prices.
Okay. Director Rotorua, do you have any questions?
No. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm assuming that the staff is in favor of this.
Yes, there is a memo in your packet from me recommending the acceptance of the work. That's
Yeah, as Renee said, we rarely get bids from other competitors, I would say. So this seems to be working well for us, and I don't think we have any complaints about the quality or anything. So staff recommendation is to move forward, and if we have to adjust stuff, we will.
The city and the county also go out and double check and make sure they're okay with the quality of the work too.
No complaints. Right?
And if there is any, Onstott will go out and redo it.
Okay, then Director Rotorua and I say go ahead, and we recommend that that the board of directors accept the work and release the retention funds.
Okay.
All right. Request for variance Onstott Construction for assessor's parcel number 477-02023.
This just happens to be also Onstott Construction. They own a vacant lot on Gordon Street, just north of Church. There's a little map there that you can see. So if you look at your, it's either there or it's on the screen.
Yep.
So at the bottom, that's Church. And at the top would be California. And the line going through the middle of the dirt road is Gordon. And there is a dedication of road there for Gordon. So what they would need to do to get water to this parcel is connect down on Church and run approximately 200 feet of 8-inch pipeline up to, probably about 20 feet into their property.
Along Gordon?
Yes, and we would require a hydrant on the end, and they have indicated they do want to get water service off of that. The city's also requiring them to install sewer and
Oh.
pave the road and sidewalk and all that stuff, all the improvements.
Okay,
Yeah. So their variance in this case is to not go all the way up, down Gordon up to what would be California Avenue,
okay.
because there's no need for that.
I'm having difficulty trying to interpret. What is the, ordinance that he's requesting the variance?
In our sales and service policy manual, which is ordinance 109 at this point, we do require that developers go across the entire frontage of their property.
Right, that's what I was
And
thinking.
yeah, and so what we would require still a covenant running with the land, like we always do when we allow these variances, so that in case in the future, perhaps that parcel to the west gets divided down the middle and the north part needs water, then they would have to extend down all the way down there. So, it's a possibility. Right now, though, all the other parcels front water lines on other roads.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I guess I didn't catch all that. The ordinance, our ordinance is actually designed not for the person getting water, it's for the extension past that property and what it means to future water users on one side or the other.
Right.
Are you saying that there are no future properties that would be benefited or be detrimented by this change?
Well, right now, all the other surrounding parcels have water access off of other roads. My only thing I was thinking is if this parcel perhaps got divided in the middle or something in the future, that would be the only thing that I could think of.
Do we know what the intended use of that parcel is?
It's storage. That's it. It's not even gonna be covered, they told me. So if people want to park their boat, RV or something like that out there, then that's what they're gonna use it for.
So they just want water and sewer for an office building,
Probably. I don't know.
okay? And you're suggesting that the waiver would have a stipulation in it that says if you break this into 1,000 tiny homes, you're gonna have to run the water all the way across the front?
Right, so there would be
Worst case
that,
scenario.
that covenant running with the land, so in case, if it's necessary in the
Okay.
future, if the district requires it, they would have to bear the cost, or the future property owner would have to bear the cost of continuing that
Okay.
water line.
All right. If that's included in it, I don't object.
Okay, I guess I'm not against trying to save anybody money. What I want to do though is make sure that what we're not doing is putting an additional burden on someone else who wants to come in. And so basically you're saying there is nobody in the area that is going to want to develop anything in the near future?
I have no idea. That would just be pure speculation.
I think she said that all the other properties are served by other water lines in the area, so that it's not absolutely, yes.
They already,
Water?
we already have water on Church and, yeah,
Okay, sure.
and Sunset
Sounds
over
reasonable.
to the west
Uh,
and down.
All right. Any additional, we have one viewer, any comments from the public? No? All right, then we'll go ahead and we're going to recommend then giving the variance. Item 5, request for variance Kim Young for assessor's parcel number 354-02112, 1360 North Brady Street.
This one will be a little more complicated.
Okay,
Okay, as you know, we are replacing that transmission line on Brady.
yep,
And in the past, back in the early 90s, when the original transmission line was installed, the the neighbor of this person who is requesting service, got a hookup off of Brady, off of that transmission line.
Well,
They also have a shared well. So I'll go to this map here. This is the parcel here in question right here. Just so you know, it's this the top two on the left.
The one with the blue dot.
with
Yeah.
one of the pool, oh, it's,
One with the pool.
all right, the one with the pool.
So on the top street is
Oh,
Reeves.
there it is, sure.
And to the west is Brady. And to the south is Ward. So there is a well between those two top properties, the 1380 and the 1360.
Okay.
And they had an agreement for many, many years where they shared that well. And that well is no longer functioning and hasn't been functioning. The north guy, Mr. Sorensen, hasn't been concerned because he also has a service had a service off Brady.
Okay.
And he was continuing to pass water over to his neighbor at 1360, which is owned by the Youngs.
Via he's passing district water over.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, via their connection that they've
Right.
always had because they had a shared well. So the Youngs now need a water service.
okay.
Yeah, we were not aware of this. We've been informed recently. So when we went to replace this water line, we moved the 1380s water service over to Reeves. And we didn't want any more services off that transmission
Right,
line.
because it's a transmission line.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And so now with the Youngs needing water service, there is no real easy answer to this.
And Reeves is just to the left of 1380 as I stare at this.
Yeah, Reeves is at the top.
Oh, that's okay, where I can't see it. All right, sorry.
Yeah,
And Reeves has the 8-inch PVC line on it. Is that at
Sir.
the top of the page? So does it end where the blue line ends?
yes. It
Okay.
was installed only to there because it wasn't going to connect to Brady, being a transmission line. And Mr. Billy Glenn, who put it in 2018, is the one who paid for that extension.
Okay,
Yeah, so we'd moved to the Sorensen service, that was 1380 over off to Reeves. And now Mr. Young would like to also place a meter over there on Reeves
okay,
and run it down what would be Yucca to his parcel.
okay.
The hammer in this, the wrench in this, though, is that Mr. Sorensen he also owns that property there to the east that has all the paths on it, the dirt paths
Yep.
that looks like someone's been driving around it.
Motocross.
Yep. He owns that one, and he approached the county to vacate Yucca Street so that he can fence off both of those parcels together because he owns both of them.
Okay,
So this guy owns both this parcel and this parcel is the same owner. He is not, he does not have any problem with allowing Mr. Young to hook up and go down that way and get water to his property. I think the district should require a recorded easement
okay,
so that in the future, when they sell, he doesn't lose access to his water. There is a 10-foot easement for electric pole. There's a pole line. You can see it on the parcel map. There's a 10-foot easement. Now, they can't go in that easement, but they can go along the side of that easement
Okay.
to put, that's what they would like to do. Because when I talked to Mr. Sorensen, he's like, if he goes along there and he's not going to affect anything that I want to build in the future, I'm fine with it, he said. So that was kind of our compromise, I should say, because otherwise putting in an 8-inch water line just for one home would be difficult, and he'd have to come up from Ward, and there is no actual street dedication on Yucca from Ward. And so he'd be putting in like I don't know how many feet that is, 600 feet or 500 feet of 8-inch pipeline just to serve one house.
okay.
So our compromise was, okay, well, we could set a meter over there off Reeves, get an easement from your neighbor for running your 2-inch line. We do kind of have precedent for this. It wasn't that long ago we allowed someone to do this off of Pickerel, to put their water line in an easement so that they could kind of get their landlocked property some
Okay.
water. So that is our recommendation.
How about the interconnection between the Sorensens and the Youngs? Can we require that be destroyed?
Um,
The well doesn't work and they,
well, does not work if they can prove to us that the well has been abandoned and like all the electrical lines and all that have been abandoned off of it, then they won't have to have a backflow device, but at this time they'd have to have backflow.
I would like to, okay, all right, we have to find a, yes, you got it, they're gonna have to have a backflow device. That's fine. All right, good.
So that's where we're at. Do you have any questions, Dan? You look a little confused.
What is the variance
It's,
that we're giving him?
Just-
Does he need a variance? I
he
guess.
does, because just like before, just like the one we just talked about, it would require a mainline extension to his property. And this is a complicated one because there really is no easy answer to getting a mainline extension to this property. Because it would only serve their home and that's it. And with his neighbor vacating the street easement to the north of him, that makes it more difficult.
So is this blue line on Reeves? Is that it?
That is our pipeline, yes.
And, okay, so putting it, the meter on Reeves doesn't require a variance. It's the extension that he's asking to not have.
Well, normally, we would require him to construct an 8-inch pipeline down to his property
Oh,
off of Reeves.
we would require, I always thought it was he had to put it across one full length of his property,
Yeah.
one way or the other.
He'd have to go all the way down here. And which would create quite a dead end with one service on it.
Could you
Yeah.
hold that a point?
Well, first of all, did you say something about there was already a well on the?
Yeah, there's a well in between both of these properties that no longer functions
No, how is it getting water now?
from his neighbor,
From his neighbor.
who has a connection with the district,
And the neighbor is getting his water from
from the district.
the district.
Yes.
Okay. And I guess I have the same question that I had the last time, is that what does this do for anybody who wants to develop a piece of property? And the whole idea of extending it past the end point was not for the owner of the property doing it, it's for the neighbors.
Right. So the parcels that surround here all front another pipeline. I can't see it on here because I zoomed in on it, but this parcel fronts a pipeline. This one fronts it over here on Ward. So there is no need for that one to go through there.
Okay, so you're telling me basically that there's no need to require compliance with our ordinance?
Correct.
Because everybody else is, again, taken care of.
Yes,
Oh,
that's correct, sir.
okay.
Is the meter set, looking at the picture map, the meter would be set up there by where it says 2018?
Yes.
8-inch PVC, and then the responsibility running down Yucca Street, which was potentially going to be closed, and I assume they'd put a fence off there, that becomes the responsibility of the property owner, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And I believe they've already started putting some fencing up there from what John has told me, so.
It's on the south side.
So yeah, Mr. Sorensen I spoke to, and he told me it had gone to the county about vacating he wants to vacate Yucca and that it had been approved, but I haven't seen any proof of that yet. Nevertheless, I probably still wouldn't have pushed for a mainline extension that's really not necessary.
Okay.
Yeah, then you have to have blow-offs and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
you'd have to
Okay.
put a hydrant on the end, have to be blown off periodically. It just makes more work for the district, more maintenance, so.
All right. Any more questions or discussion? Any public comment? All right, and you want a recommendation for the board to approve this variance?
Yes, with the stipulation that we get a an easement recorded, allowing him to run his line adjacent down this property. So he needs to get an easement from his neighbor. I don't care how big it is, 5 foot or 10 foot, whatever they can agree on, but
Okay.
needs to be recorded against the property so that when Mr. Sorensen in the future sells or gets passed on, he can't cut off his neighbor's water.
Okay. Well, Stan, what do you think?
You know, as long as this waiver doesn't impact any of his potential neighbors, I have no problem.
All right, then, so recommended. Item 6, anniversary tank inspections.
All right, so these were inspections of the 3 newest tanks that the district installed. We had a new tank at Gateway Site, C-Zone, and at the college. And so what we did is emptied all of them prior to inspection. And the contractor and their subcoating contractor came up for the inspection. And there were some areas in all 3 tanks that needed to be touched up and patched up. So that work was done. Excuse me, the week of March 23rd. Then it had to cure for 7 days. So that has been done. And now we are working with the contractor to schedule getting those tanks now re-disinfected and fill them up again, and that work done. So I just wanted to make sure the board was aware that this was done.
Okay, so they've found a few spots, they've patched them up, and now they have to be disinfected and then refilled.
Yeah, the whole tank has to be re-disinfected.
Basically spraying the disinfectant all over there, they're not
Yes.
filling it up and putting in a bunch of bleach.
Well, they put in some water, they do its highly concentrated disinfection, and then from then they fill it all the way up to the overflow.
All right.
Mm.
Are there any questions from the committee?
How often do we do this?
This is only done because they were new tanks, and it was in the contract that within a couple years to have inspections done of the coating. Every time we do a new tank, we do this. Otherwise, about every 5 years, we have divers go in and take a look at them.
Okay.
This was a little different. This is like warranty work.
Yeah. And what are you asking?
Nothing. It's just an FYI,
It's
sir.
easy.
Mhm. There are no more things that you have to make decisions on. These are all just updates for you.
Okay.
Well, and it goes without saying, the board is not going to be asked to do anything either.
No, sir.
Okay.
And if you want me to give that report at the board, I can.
No, not unless you feel it's necessary. Okay, item 7, my favorite, solar sites.
I don't have a slide for this one, so you go ahead.
No slide.
No.
Oh, man.
Ah,
I believe last month reported all of the cameras for the security were up and running. And since then, NG has finished their work on the repairs, submitted the invoice, and we have passed that along to Sederma for payment.
Okay,
So all up and running.
all the solar is up and running.
Yes.
All the cameras are there.
Yep.
So I remember when we had a blind spot that somebody was enjoying wire cutters in. Do we have a way of covering the blind spot?
I think that was a little ways away from the solar site, was it not?
Okay,
Whoa. Whoa,
all right.
that was the.
Yeah, that was
actual-
cutting the fence, yeah.
But with Chris's cameras, it might catch with Chris's cameras, it might catch them when they come through a certain part now.
And what they were cutting wasn't access into the solar sites, it
No.
was access across
Just in our
a
field.
large piece of property, a field that we own.
Okay.
So
Are there live,
fencing.
But
are
we'll-
there,
I was gonna say, we can continue to look at options that get as much coverage as we can and address them as we have budget.
what is the fence built out of?
It's just fence wire,
Cattle
fence
fence.
building.
Barbed wire?
building, Not barbed
There is
wire.
barbed wire on there, yes, sir, on the top. There's 2 rungs of it.
Okay, so are there liability issues associated with them cutting a hole in your fence and then riding around like fine people they are?
Yes, sir.
Like to keep them off the property.
So
yeah.
for future, not that I can give you instructions, I would like somebody to think about the possibility of, how do we handle that? It's lovely to have guests and visitors, but cutting a hole in the fence so that they can enjoy riding across our property and give us liability issues is not my idea of good neighbors.
We will explore options.
Thus,
Yeah.
thus I have spoken. Thank you for your patience.
Yeah, they've been doing that at that parcel we own south of Indian Current, the former Watkins property.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, they've removed a lot of fencing there and they just ride
All right.
their ATVs and stuff through them.
Well, I get it. Stan?
Have we filed for reimbursement to the insurance company?
Yes.
Okay, and have we made any progress with regard to notification of one of the local police groups, sheriff or the police, this Ridgecrest Police, in terms of getting them aware of somebody out on those properties?
The sheriffs are aware of it, yes, sir, and they are patrolling. So they haven't caught anybody yet. The sheriff's department, they are patrolling, yes.
Okay,
Yeah, the power
And
plant's
I've
being
been-
located in the county.
And I've already contacted Frontier just to let you know, because there is 2 poles in there for communication. So I'm seeing if Frontier will be able to help out as well, since
Okay.
their utility is up there, but I haven't heard anything back yet.
well, because I'd much rather see either the sheriff or the police responding to something like this than one of our personnel.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I think they will now if we have them on camera. Otherwise, before it was, well, you can't, we don't have anything to go on and, nothing to
Quick
prove.
question. I assume if the police needed to look at, let's say there was a stolen car and it may have driven by one of our properties, we may have picked up the thing. I assume we would be sharing that information with the police if they asked for it. There's no legal prohibitions there.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I am not an attorney, but I would not think there was any
Well, yeah.
prohibition.
Because I mean, I know the police have various cameras located around the city and they use them and probably good that they know it because, yeah, it's,
You contact
They are,
Worth and find out what his opinion is.
yeah, we'll contact Mr. Worth and then if reasonable, contact the police department, just let them
Right.
know we have these cameras.
the police, they are aware that we do have those cameras at those sites. I've updated that at some of our meetings.
Okay, good.
And
Yeah.
again, there's no action.
No action. All right, any other questions or comments from viewers or committee members? All right, hearing none, solar sites, item 7, solar site security upgrades and solar system repairs.
That's what we just covered.
Oh, I got right, we're on 8, sorry. Well, long day. Water system consolidations update, thank you.
All right.
Oh,
Oh.
go ahead, caller.
Yeah, this is Renee Westelusk. I want to know, on the cameras, like how often are they monitored? Like, do you only monitor if there's an incident where you have to go back and replay footage, or is someone checking them on a regular basis?
I believe there are notifications that are sent when there is certain types of motion detected at the cameras to people that we have on call, and they can view that through their phone. Is that correct? And so, if, because normally these are sites where there's not a lot going on. So, so when there is an anomaly recorded by the camera, the software is smart enough to send a message to one of our staff members' phone. They can then remotely view the camera to see what's going on, and if needed, call the sheriff or any of the appropriate authorities.
Okay.
It's very much like a doorbell cam.
Okay, and then I just have another question going back to that variance for Kim Young. Is basically the variance granting the easement so that their neighbors, if the neighbors sell, they won't be cut off from water?
No, the variance is to not install a mainline extension to their property.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
What-
'cause normally you
Okay.
can't get service unless you have a main line that fronts your property.
And it's the county that grants or records the easement.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Okay,
And I apologize. I think in the future, I'm going to try to do these agenda item sheets that we used to do in the past where it has, what the ordinance is and what the variances they're requesting. I just didn't have a chance to do that this time, so.
and then I just have one other question regarding the tanks. You're saying these are newer tanks that were under warranty, and so they have to undergo these certain inspections. So how many tanks does the district have? Because there was a list given, I don't know, a meeting or two ago where there were these older tanks that had to undergo, extensive recoating and all that.
So there's two questions here. How many tanks does three questions. How many tanks does the district have? How many tanks are under warranty and will be experiencing these types of inspections? And how many tanks that we think are older tanks and need recoating?
All right, you're really jogging my memory here. Okay, so there were 3 new tanks installed a couple years ago. And one was at Gateway, one's at C-Zone, one's at the college. Those are the ones that were under warranty that we emptied and had the contractor go back in and check on the coating. And that work was all done under warranty. As far as how many tanks we have, I know we have 19 million gallons of storage. I want to say 12 tanks off the top of my head. Is it 13? Okay, 12 or 13 tanks, Renee.
Okay.
Total. And yes, there were some, we did a diving on all the other tanks, not these newest ones. And yes, there are some that are going to need some recoating on the interior. We just have to get that budgeted so we can get that done.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Is it,
Thank you, Renee.
and is it true that for tanks that are no longer under warranty, our sort of nominal schedule to do the diving is once every 5 years?
Once every 5 years, yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, water consolidation in Curtin Community Services District.
As far as I know, there isn't anything official to report, but I don't know if George wants to say anything. We're thinking it
Just
might. schedule some-
Anecdotally, the CSD has paid us in full. The CSD is aggressively collecting revenues from the people in New Kern. There are people in New Kern who complain about that, but they're certainly quite aggressive in their collection efforts. I do not believe I've heard that they've gotten their second well back online, although I know there were efforts to do so, but I have not yet heard that has occurred. There's not only is it the well, it's also the line that would run over to their tanks, but they're working hard to collect revenues and fix problems and pay off their bills.
Okay. Well, good for them.
Well, have we heard anything from DWR or the State Water Control Board regarding them? Or is there-
Only rumors that it's likely they will have a meeting sometime at the end of April.
End of April?
That's,
Okay.
I was told by somebody that the State Water Board had rented out the facility there in New Kern towards the end of April.
Okay,
All right,
good for them.
June 3.
June 3, I have good news on all fronts. We do have the agreement signed between the district and June 3 for consolidation. And Friday, we received permission from the state to proceed with bidding out the project. So good news. We'll be working on that. I'll be working with a consultant to finalize that and get that out to bid. That will allow us then to work in Stark Street.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are those modifications that would be required, are those pretty much ready to go? Contractor can bid on them?
Not yet, no.
Okay, but they will be
We'll
on,
be bidding on those in the original packet. It'll be a change order
right, so,
after the bid.
yeah, I guess what I'm asking is like, so let's say we go out to bid, that's about a 30-day process. Hopefully by then we'll have whatever that change order requirements ready for
Yeah.
them to look at.
Krieger and Stewart's working on the design for Stark Street. I have told them, I think, mid-May to have that ready.
Okay,
And that will then allow us to create the documents that they can, based on their bid for Dune 3, those prices should then indicate what the cost would be for Stark Street also.
okay.
So, yeah.
There you go.
Are all of the easements been prepared?
For Dune 3?
I said, are the
For start?
easements?
For Dune 3, yes, those are all going in current road easements. But for Stark Street, no. I had a meeting last week with the GA and with their consultant that's working on the right-of-ways. So they are just getting started on working on that. They're
Okay.
doing that and
Is gonna
Rademacher.
Hold up the start or the letting of a contract or the start of the work?
It could, potentially, yes, but we've told them that we need it done within a few months if they can get it.
Okay.
Mhm. And it's just on Stark Street itself.
The rest of June-
Strecker is a dedicated road.
So the rest of Dune 3, it won't, the Stark Street excitement won't interfere with the Dune 3
No.
effort, which, and they're right next to each other. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
that is correct.
They're side
Yep.
by each. All right.
And we did go ahead and file the notice of exemption, the CEQA for Stark Street.
Okay.
And we'll be working with LAFCO to get whatever's done, their little emergency connection stuff done. So,
Right. Permission to extend past the
Mhm.
boundary. All right.
yeah, we already had a meeting with them.
Okay.
And
Rademacher
the-
Way.
Rademacher. Rademacher's, there's 3 easements that we still need, and the same ones that are working on the Stark Street are also working on Rademacher. I did speak to one person that was holding out, and he has indicated he will sign now the easement that we need, so that we should be down to 2. And we've asked them to prioritize Rademacher Way, because as soon as we get those easements, we can order parts and we can get our construction crew on that project.
And the GA is working on getting the easements.
Yes,
Thank you.
I think GA has canceled their meeting this month, haven't they?
That's correct. There is no meeting this week.
Okay.
This month.
And that's not going to hinder your work with, you work with Stetson or,
yes.
okay.
I had a meeting last week with them, with Stetson and representative from Stetson and the GA and their right-of-way company.
Okay.
All right. Hometown water.
Hometown, I've got nothing new on that, to be honest. We're just waiting to see what the state's gonna do. That's all. I have nothing new.
What is the state supposed to be doing?
Well, there's deciding whether they're gonna push them to consolidate or not.
Okay.
Yeah, put in the state asked us to put in a request to extend the project till 2029. I haven't received approval of that yet. So I'm waiting on that and waiting for them just to decide if they're gonna push Hometown to consolidate or not.
Okay.
So,
Very good.
Mm.
All right, item 9, Brady Street Transmission Pipeline Replacement Update.
all right, so Brady Street, we did the pressure testing of that section of the pipeline. That's done. The chlorination is complete. And you may have noticed they're doing the flushing out of that.
I have indeed noticed that.
Yes, we appreciate you telling us about the leaking hose. They've got new hoses now. They should be finishing up that flushing today so that they can sample tomorrow.
Okay.
And then we can get that line back in service as soon as possible. They installed a total of 2,675 lineal feet plus 2 permanent fire hydrants
Okay.
and 1 temporary one on the end right now that they're using for flushing.
All right.
So remaining is essentially connecting the 2 ends of the pipe to the existing system.
Yes.
And then there's a cross that has 2 smaller, or there's 12-inch or 16-inch
Board, yeah.
on Ward. So now that pipe has been done, now they can go back and dig up and do the connections into the system, because you don't connect it in until after you're all past all your testing requirements, which we've done. So there still is work to do, but it's going well.
And I expect that the continuation of the work on Brady will start after the summer, when
Yes.
that transmission line is no longer critical.
Yes,
Okay.
that is correct. We're hoping maybe to start it a little earlier in the year, but yeah.
We are still waiting for 3 more hydrants that are on back order as well.
Okay.
Is,
And to be clear, the connections I talked about need to be done before summer.
Understood.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
is this the line that had the leak?
Yes.
But yeah,
It did.
Do you by any chance have any pictures of where it was? held?
this is not it. This is just a picture of the work. I believe there are some pictures.
They were shown in previous board meetings.
I think you're
if it-
talking about the leak that just happened, what, a couple weeks ago?
We discussed it a couple weeks ago, but I never saw a photograph of the actual failure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I believe there is a picture of that. I'll have to double check.
Can you,
I'll talk to the
for the
inspector.
board meetings that
Sure.
you have?
Okay.
I'm just curious what it looks like. And by the way, I guess, was there any consideration of some type of corrective action associated with that. I mean, not just fixing the pipe, but corrective action regarding the process.
Okay, we can talk about that.
Yes, the answer to your question is yes. There was a slight issue with one of the connections and the way that the rubber seal was sealed. It was not perfect the way we wanted to. It leaked. We had some after-action reports and discussions with the crew, and all of those things have been resolved satisfactorily. And like anything, when you do something for the first time, it didn't go perfectly,
This
but
is the first major project we've had.
yeah,
at least
so I consider it a I consider it a fairly minor issue. And yes, we've had significant feedback to the crew and leadership about, how we'll not let this happen again.
Okay,
So they
great.
have a procedure in place for avoidance of this in the future.
Correct.
I think they've learned that they need to pressure test before they chlorinate. That's what I
Okay.
told them. I'm like, that's why we have contractors do that. Because you're taking a chance if you do both at the same time. If you chlorinate and pressure it up,
Uh-huh.
then you're taking a chance of that leak and then having to rechlorinate again,
All right.
which is what we had to do.
Okay, good.
I see we have a caller. Go ahead, go ahead, Renee.
Yes, this is Renee Westelusk. I just have a question regarding the Brady Street, the next phase. That's going to be done, you said, after the summer.
Correct.
And so is there any part of the rest of the Brady, because it was stated, I think, at another PE meeting that there was, several miles of Brady that had to be replaced? Is there any way that you can assess if any of those sections that have to be replaced in the future, are some needing replacement before others?
At this point, we don't have any way to assess that unless they start leaking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
We're just going to systematically replace it as we go.
Well, given the nature of the pipe and the condition that which we found the connections down by State Route 178, it's probably good just to start at one end and work your way to the other instead of piecemeal.
Yeah, and address the leaks as they come up.
All right. Was there anything else? And thank you, Renee. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think we should compliment the construction crew for really good work
Yes. On schedule,
All right.
on budget.
on budget and on schedule.
All right. Good work.
And once we're completely done and have all the numbers in, then we can take a look at the final budget.
All right. So item 10, are there any future items that anyone would like to have to put on the agenda? Stan, anything?
No, I think we probably got enough.
Okay. All right. George, committee members, anything?
I'm good.
No.
All right. Then we'll go ahead and call the meeting closed at 3:42 PM. Thank you for your time and attention.